The Galactic Accord had endured for millennia, a peaceful union of countless alien species. Among its laws, none was more sacred than the ban on war. Violence was considered a relic of barbarity, a primal urge long overcome by the galaxy's enlightened civilizations. Then humanity arrived. When Earth's emissaries first approached the Accord, they came bearing gifts: art, music, literature. The cultural exchange was a spectacle of diplomacy, and the Accord welcomed the humans with cautious optimism. Humanity's curiosity and ingenuity were remarkable. But there was an undercurrent of unease. Rumors swirled among the delegates about Earth's history, its unrelenting wars, genocides, and atrocities. Humanity's application for membership was put to a vote. It passed narrowly, with the stipulation that humans must submit to the Accord's strict moral oversight. For years, humanity seemed to adapt, thriving under the guidance of their alien allies. They shared their technology, explored the stars, and contributed to the Accord's collective knowledge. But whispers of Earth's violent past persisted, and soon the galaxy's curiosity would prove its undoing. The experiment. The Accord's Council of Ethics approved a controversial proposal, a psychological study of humanity's darker instincts. The experiment was to be conducted on a controlled, isolated planet with simulated conditions mimicking Earth's early history. 10,000 human volunteers were chosen to participate, believing they were pioneers in a test of survival and resilience. They were not told the whole truth. Hidden observers from various species monitored the humans, taking meticulous notes on their behaviors. For months, the volunteers worked together, building shelters, farming, and establishing rudimentary governance. The observers were impressed by humanity's adaptability and cooperation. But then the experiment introduced scarcity. Crops failed, water supplies dwindled, and fabricated environmental catastrophes struck. The cracks in humanity's unity began to show. The descent. The first murder occurred in the third month. A young man killed his neighbor over a stolen loaf of bread. The observers were horrified but fascinated. Such violence was unthinkable in their societies. But for humans, it was only the beginning. Factions formed, each claiming control over dwindling resources. Disputes escalated into skirmishes. Skirmishes became battles. The once thriving colony devolved into chaos. The alien observers watched with growing dread as humanity's ingenuity turned to destruction. Makeshift weapons evolved into terrifying devices of war. Strategies became ruthless. Leaders emerged, some charismatic, others tyrannical, all willing to sacrifice lives for dominance. Within a year, the colony was unrecognizable. Smoldering ruins replaced the villages. The air was thick with ash and despair. Yet the humans persisted, adapting to the destruction with a grim determination that the observers found both horrifying and awe-inspiring. The revelation. When the last of the humans on the experimental planet succumbed, the Council of Ethics convened in panic. The experiment had revealed a truth they could not ignore. Humanity's capacity for violence was unparalleled. Even in the face of extinction, they refused to surrender. Their resilience, once seen as a virtue, now appeared as a harbinger of doom. The Accord debated humanity's fate. Some argued for immediate expulsion, fearing what humans might unleash on the galaxy. Others advocated for extermination, a preemptive strike to protect the peace. But there were dissenters, those who saw potential in humanity's darkness. One delegate, a serene and ancient being named HFY, spoke with measured conviction. We cannot condemn them for what they are. Their horror is also their strength. Where we falter, they endure. Where we compromise, they innovate. Perhaps their darkness is what we need to face the greater threats of this universe. The council was divided. But KLYDH's words carried weight. In the end, they voted to spare humanity, though under strict conditions. Earth would be watched closely. Its people would be allowed to participate in the Accord, but always at arm's length. The warning. The Accord's decision was relayed to Earth. Humanity's leaders responded with carefully worded gratitude, though they understood the underlying threat. They were tolerated, not trusted. And yet, this knowledge did not dampen their ambitions. In the years that followed, humanity flourished. They pushed the boundaries of science, exploring deeper into the galaxy than any species before them. But the Accord's warning lingered. On the centennial of humanity's admission to the Accord, KLYTH visited Earth. He spoke with a young human diplomat who asked the question that haunted the galaxy. Do you truly believe we are a danger? KLYTH's luminous eyes glimmered with something akin to sorrow. Your capacity for destruction is unmatched, but so is your capacity for hope. You are both the galaxy's greatest fear and its last, best hope. The diplomat nodded, understanding the weight of those words. Humanity's future was uncertain, but one thing was clear. Their horrors, as much as their triumphs, had left an indelible mark on the galaxy. Epilogue. Far beyond the edges of the Accord's reach, in the dark void between galaxies, a new threat stirred. Ancient and relentless, it consumed everything in its path. The Accord, with all its wisdom and unity, found itself unprepared. And when the call for aid went out, it was humanity that answered first. Armed with their ingenuity, their resilience, and yes, their horrors, they stood on the front lines. For better or worse, the galaxy would never forget the name of Earth.